Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the HWM YouTube channel. Now today we have a fantastic treat in our studio, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now I should start off by saying a huge thank you to the owners of this car who have allowed us to share it with you today. So we thought we'd start the technical walk around at the rear Venturi tunnels. I mean, not only are they the most remarkable defining characteristic of the car from a visual impact point of view, particularly from the rear, it's also something that's defined the whole engineering project. As you can imagine, having this size of tunnel running all the way through the car has an enormous knock-on effect on how you accommodate everything else in a really tight package. So it impacts the rear suspension, how big the gearbox can be, where the engine can sit, occupancy space. It then became a packaging nightmare for the design team to make everything else work around these tunnels. But they were hallowed ground. They were not something that could be compromised on, particularly from Newey's point of view. This is what would create the enormous downforce that Valkyrie is capable of developing. So this car can create 1,100 kilos of downforce at max attack, and it even has little opening flaps that bleed off downforce because actually at times it creates too much for its tyres. Also at the rear, there's quite a bit going on. In the centre, that in effect is the bumper. It's the rear crash structure. Nowhere in legislation does it say how wide a bumper needs to be, so that does the job of the bumper, as well as you've got comms in there, charger, rear fog light. It has multi-facets, as everything all the way through the car has to have. If it's on the vehicle, it needs to be light, it needs to add to the performance, and also it needs to have dual functionality. Final thing I should mention is these rear lights. Now, Valkyrie has the lightest lights ever fitted to a road car, so the combined weight of the front and rear lights are the same, or actually just slightly lighter than one Vantage headlamp, and that's not a heavy headlamp. The other thing that you've got in the back here is a little microphone. So Valkyrie is an enormously noisy car. You probably know already you need to wear headphones, a comm system, to be able to drive the vehicle. What the rear mic does is it picks up on noises around the vehicle, such as if you've got an ambulance approaching you from behind, it makes it easier to hear what's happening. So I just thought it's an interesting little design detail.